Dr. Ben Bortzel, CEO of SingularityNet and the Artificial Superintelligence (ASI) Alliance, took the stage at the Superintelligence Summit in Bangkok to explore the path to beneficial superintelligence. Let's hear more insights on ASI from Dr. Ben Bortzel.
Hey, Stephen. First of all, I'd like to say it's wonderful to see all the amazing work that people have done. I just want everybody here, round of applause, following me. To go a level up, well, this isn't a spin-off technically, this is a ASI project. We're talking a little bit about ASI Create. So the opportunity here is that a lot of AI projects fail. There's a lot of complexity in terms of handling data and basically deploying various different pieces of AI infrastructure, making them low cost and accessible. Having intelligence development tools. We all know as people who work in AI development that it's difficult to do simple things like version controls is the data that you work with, much less put together workflows that are efficient at a very powerful level. Access to also expert communities. It can be difficult for many developers depending on where they're at in their journey. Do you know which specific systems or models are applicable to your specific types of analysis and outcomes that they're trying to achieve? And also a very important one that's not discussed very much or integrated either very much in many of these different frameworks that you see out there. So how do you do decentralized trusted governance? So we'll talk about that. So ASI Create is really an AI geek stack where we're tying together governance, knowledge, AI, and compute into a way that can provide people an easy sort of set of services from an ASI core node. ASI Create is truly a front end on top of that core node that allows people to get access to data services, payment services, AI services, knowledge services, and compute services that complement other sorts of physical compute that people might want to have. And the self-governance one is one I wanted to point out and talk about because it's not really understood yet. It's kind of in the early stages of prototyping for what we're doing. But one could ask, you have this tremendous power and responsibility with AI, DTI, and so forth. And how are you going to deliver that to ways people are accountable and responsible and such that, we can know that there is a person behind the specific agent and or how do we also trace data between agents as well? And one way to do that is using preserving credential that can essentially be tied to those different assets such that you can elect a set of self-governance tools that you create as a community and use AI itself to enforce those rules, right? So this is not like some government or some other entity coming in and saying, like, hey, these are the rules in terms of how your agents should act and believe. Reason, it's more of a matter of actually creating those rules and then, having a system that could enforce them. So for instance, to give a clear-cut example, for people who use things in DeFi, when you are at a DEX, there's DeFi is often full of wash trading. And in the industry, you put in prison for, moving. And wash trading, for those that don't know, is a surf trading with yourself, essentially, that you have the impression that there's a lot of movement in a market and that something's happening, therefore everybody should buy or I should sell, right? And that's a criminal practice at both markets, but early stage markets, it's often a necessary evil for some, but for others, it's very questionable ethically. So if you owned that DEX as a community, you could decide, hey, I don't want to see any wash trading. So if you had a privacy preserving avatar, you could register that as one of your entities, and effectively you could tie some of those rules to the trading behavior that was be associated with the avatar and incentivize people accordingly. Then you do use that same simple example and apply that to any kind of agent and so on. So that's a very key differentiator in terms of how we would enable communities to build a platform. But it is like for you, really the front end to that core node is just a launch pad that allows the community to have access to pre-formed templates you access within your existing IDE, whether that's something like JetBrains or personal shades that you own event to get a better idea of ways that you can not only raise capital for your projects and take funding through with stake, but also you get access to a set of pre-formed tools that will allow you to formulate your own agents, whether those are reflex agents, goal agents, utility agents, or fully kind of assemble use cases where you could that are pre-trained. You could just add the data as you see on other mainstream platforms. There we go.
The ASI Alliance is collaborating for the first time to create an AI launchpad for developers. Build an AI community where you can crowdfund projects with liquid staking, receive grants, and more. Rapidly create and deploy agents with AI templates. Promote your project with spaces that offer affordable hosting, compute, buy, sell, and trade data across AI projects. Access the power of AI instantly for algo trading, algo tech, and more with a new way to explore knowledge. For crypto, you can use enhanced LLMs to analyze crypto markets for opportunities. Identify new algorithmic strategies to semi-automate trading notifications. For biomedical domains, explore new ways to identify new biomarkers to accelerate innovation for new drugs. With knowledge graphs and AI, there is a new world of possibilities. Developers can create more accurate models and systems at a lower training cost. Users get more accurate responses with less prompting. Everyone can know where data comes from and who owns it. Developer spaces combine with knowledge graphs to make development easier. You can quickly crowdfund projects with your own space. Developer spaces make it easy to promote your project for crowdfunding. Share in Telegram, Discord, and X.com to attract investors. Upload data to be able to buy, sell, and trade in decentralized markets. Link your GitHub repos and host agents. Pre-train and train agents by renting CPUs and GPUs. Do all through APIs using Python, LangChain, or Meta, a multi-paradigm language for declarative and functional computations over knowledge graphs. When combined with the MetaModel framework, agents will be able to chain calls to LLMs with advanced knowledge and reasoning. Let's create a new space. Select the AI templates for calling agent types: reflex, goal, utility, learning, and custom agents. Use base workflows for crypto algo trading, drug discovery. Make it faster and easier to compose agent types. In addition, general AI solutions for process automation and computer vision templates can be customized, tuned, and optimized for rapid deployment. Developers can use simple workflows to transform data, train agents, and deploy to get paid. Prepare your data, upload it to buy, sell, or trade in the ocean market. Pre-train and train agents with shared or custom models and systems. Register agents on chain for payments. Deploy and monitor agents with notifications. With funding, intelligent tooling, and compute, you can create today. ASI, let's build the future of AI together.